That is the Amatsatanta Pitori, or the Spartans. There's Arthur Zwane alongside Vus Vilagazi. As I said, they'll be hoping for a bit of momentum coming out of the last one. Kevin Hunt, the most experienced coach by far in the PSL, alongside his assistant there, Andre Arendts. The two captains in the middle. Raman Patlele for the home side, and Nico Mobi for Supersport United. Our match referee, Tapelo Keswa, takes charge of only his third match in the Betway Premiership this season. His assistants, Cledwin Baloy and Zakele Swela, the vastly experienced assistant. We will start this match with a moment of silence in memory and in honor of those men who are serving in the South African National Defence Force in the DR Congo, 13 of them who lost their lives in the line of duty. And we say deepest condolences to their families. May their heroic souls rest in peace. And we as a nation bow their heads and are thankful for their service and for their ultimate sacrifice that they have made in pursuit of peace in our region. All set then for action here in the Betway Premiership as these two sides reach the halfway stage of their season. It's match number 15 for both sides. Well, what a season this young fella is having. Takasani Mbanja, who is become the regular first choice keeper for Supersport United, and he has done a fine job since taking over from Ricardo Goss. And the opposite goal will be this man, a former Orlando Pirates goalkeeper, Ghanaian international goalkeeper, Richard Ofori. Tapelo Keswa is in charge. We are under his orders here. And away we go then. It's match day 15 in the Betway Premiership. Usutu in the all green of that green snake. Inyoga Ulflazan. Umabona Bulau. Usutu Loma Pashongon. Habe. Let's see what they can produce. It's a Supersport United in their away strip, the red away strip, very eye-catching. And well, Brian Mate, Supersport United really need to start picking up points. They need to find their scoring form from somewhere as well.
Well, you mentioned the likes of Saile. I think that's what they're trying to do to address their goal-scoring problems that they have. And of course, these players need supply. They need to start believing in themselves. And they're under a coach that will always push you and drive you to success. And they've got to look forward to that kind of hustling and harshness, of course, from Kevin Hunt.
Christian Saile and Siabonga Ndebele, two players starting their first games in the Betway Premiership, having Saile made his debut for Supersport United in the Cup and scored on debut. And the youngster Siabonga Ndebele into the centre-back, left-sided centre-back, producing a man-of-the-match performance against Makesi on debut. So he is a fine player.
Quality. Siabonga Ndebele. Quality.
Now, Saile can crack on the pace if he can get a good ball in here. I think he held on too long for the pass there. Where Sivewa Maketikit had made a great run through the middle there for him. The service quicker.
It's interesting you mentioned Saile, who's operating on the right-hand side, in discussion with DK Dekang, and was saying, what is his strength? Operates on the right-hand side, cuts in, is probably likely to pull a trigger. It's not happening for him yet. I believe he can be an outright striker leading that front line, but the coach knows him better. Mentioned Takasani Banja, pillar of strength in the team now, because of course he's traveled. He was at Swallows at some point as well.
It's actually his second stint with Supersport United. Didn't get a game and in his first stint here after joining Supersport from Bidvest Wits, where he worked with Gavin Hunt originally. That's Takasani Mbanja we're referring to. Free kick goes the way of Usoto, quickly taken. Bringing it wide here to Hanumub. Returns to the starting lineup after sitting out the cup win, a very comfortable one. Amazulu went on a bit of a goal-scoring rampage against Mighty Eagles, thumping them by 5-1 with a rarity there, a hat-trick for the big centre-back, Sandile Mthethwa, who was making his debut as well for Amazulu, having made the move from Orlando Pirates. Sandile Mthethwa, most impressive performance. But, the last time we had a centre-back score a hat-trick was Gary McNabb, a player that Gavin Hunt also worked with. Gary McNabb scored a hat-trick for Swallows, I think it was at the time. He was actually a fine footballer, Gary McNabb.
Quality.
Such a skillful player, and as a wouldn't guess him for a traditional, but he was a versatile player as well. Had played all over the park and was no slouch in front of goal. Ime Okon, the centre back of will be playing alongside Siabonga Ndebele as the two centre backs. Can Supersport get a ball in here, easily cut out by Ben Motswari, who was at Bidvest Wits, of course, with Gavin Hunt, won the league, the Premiership, with Gavin Hunt, in a team that also included Marielle Pule, who is in the Supersport United Red this evening.
It's interesting that we're mentioning these players that were once upon a time with Gavin Hunt, and they all ventured into different directions, and they're back with him reunited. After a long time, you mentioned Pule, Ben Motswari, a host of them.
Banja that we were talking about, goal.
Reunited, and he's the first one to actually call them back into wherever he is, to say, come, let's see if we can reignite the passion that you have and the drive, the appetite to play the game. He's always given them a chance.
Nice little pull over the top there from Motswari, looking for the run by Wade Yoster. There's Ofori. Mazulu or Supersport United have a dominant record against Amazulu. This is the 45th time they're playing each other in the Premier League era since '96. Now, of the 44 previous matches, Supersport United have won 21, and as I mentioned, they are unbeaten against Amazulu in their last 3 matches. Haven't beaten Amazulu though away, Supersport United since January 2020. So it's 5 years since they've managed an away win against AmaZulu. Ethan Brooks. Space opening up on Banja. But that's not the ball that Yosta was looking for.
He's constantly reinvented himself. In terms of making those runs on the right-hand side with Joste. Super fit. Once at Orlando Pirates. Reminds me of a gentleman that played, you would know, Hilary Joste, who played for Orlando Pirates at some point.
Yes.
Yeah. And though he played as a centre back.
AmaZulu, the home record of made 7. They've won only 2 of their home matches. Could be a chance here to fire one in as a shot from Ron Human, and well blocked.
I thought it lacked a bit of confidence. Should have played it first time as opposed to wanting a second touch to it. It's all about confidence and believe in your technique.
Falls for Ben Mochari. Thought about the shot, changed his mind. Moremi there wants the return ball, not the best, and it's going to be shepherded behind for a goal kick. Asking too much there of Tepam Moremi.
The beauty about the Supersport defense so far is they've kept it very tight.
There's the youngster we're talking about, Tiabong Ndebele, 20-year-old, most impressive young centre-back, scored on, at least a man of the match display in that Nedbank Cup match on debut. He's keep tabs on him. Now this is what Supersport United have been doing for a number of seasons now, become a production line of talent. And this season is no different.
It's interesting to listen to their coach in interviews where he got beaten by a team that has got about 3 or 4 of his players, former players. And he says, what can I say? When you look at this team, it's got about 5 of my players.
Yeah. Mamelodi Sundowns have been the biggest beneficiaries
Correct.
of the Supersport United production line. The AmaZulu who are enjoying a lion's share of the ball here in this opening 10 minutes. Victory for AmaZulu, victory for either one of these sides will move them into 8th spot. But depending on the, well, it'll certainly move. Supersport United would move to 19 points, but their inferior goal difference, unless they go on a goal scoring run of no TM, they've got a goal difference, a negative goal difference, -6. And the Arrows, who are just above them, have one of +1. Good looking cross, and the glancing header is wide from Nyeko Mobi, who wears the captain's armband.
Great cross. On point, just needed to hit the target. Rewarded for his consistency wherever he played. Of course, he's always been in the starting lineup, Nyeko Mobi. Now he gets to wear the captain's armband.
He is the only ever present in the Supersport United starting lineup. Also started all 14 previous matches in the Premiership.
got a gift. I know people in Malamulele, but leadership, Nico, gift, that's what it means.
Definitely one of national team coach Ugo Bruce's favorites.
Yes.
Nico Mobi. There's Sandy Lemteto. There's some chasing back to do now. Ethan Brooks comes away with it for Amazulu. Some space opening up here for Moremi. Goes wide to Yosta. Yosta, who's coming for Mongeni Kumete, who's on the bench. Hanemup returning to take up his place down the left-hand side. Could be a chance here! Oh! Beautifully struck by Rowan Heeman. Smashes that one past Manjwa. No chance for the keeper. Well struck.
It is a thing of beauty, technique, well executed. Just when they thought they had this one cleared, no, it wasn't to be. It starts with this man who needs to get the credit for playing such a wonderful, inviting cross. Hanamuk. It all happens on this left-hand side. It's an inviting cross. You don't clear it that way, because when you do that, you're gonna get punished. You don't head it down, you head it high enough. No, when you do that, this man is going to punish you. Full laces, no chance. Esolo Samanyu, credit to this man, Hanamuk. Not the most convincing clearance, but what a wonderful execution.
That's Rowan Heeman's second goal of the season, and what a cracker that was. And that gives also to the perfect start here.
This is the time where we're supposed to usually earlier on. What a beauty. It needed the touch of that Itagazelo.
Beautifully struck.
What
There he is, the goal scorer. His only other goal was in a 3-1 winner away to Richards Bay at the end of November last year.
I'll tell you who is watching. You know a team called, it used to be called Maritzburg, where he played. They're called Devon City now. Where he played, of course, this is sheer class and beauty. Good technique, good response, quick thinking. This man, a delightful ball, but the header, you're setting it up for trouble.
But also the marking there, I think that Heeman found himself unmarked in the box, but take nothing away from him. That was a brilliant finish.
Well, it was well set up, because I'm saying, like, a defender heads it down. Not in that sort of area. You hit it high enough to allow yourself to push forward.
That was the first attempt on goal. And is that a yellow card that...
Who's getting booked?
Not
is it
sure.
Nico Mobi?
Was it...
It's him.
No,
I think it's him.
it's Ethan Brooks that got booked.
Okay.
He gets the first caution of the game, takes his tally of yellow cards to 3.
He's not going to be too happy, Kevin Hunt, with his defense in terms of how they cleared the ball. The technique is to hit it high.
They're suicidal. They played it back into trouble. Now, Supersport United, who have kept the joint most clean sheets with 7 this season. Well, in fact, they were the joint most clean sheets going into the weekend's matches, but now the joint second most after Orlando Pirates now picked up a 8th clean sheet this afternoon. So they won't be picking up a clean sheet here. Will Supersport United. For Amazulu, by the way, they've only kept 4 clean sheets this season. They've conceded 19 goals in 14 matches. So they don't have the best defensive record. We'll have to wait and see if they can hold on here. They have a habit of conceding late goals as well to Amazulu. So Supersport United will still fancy they can fight their way back into this one. As I mentioned, that corresponding the 2 matches they played last season both ended in draws. A 1-1 draw in a home match for Supersport United, which was their most recent meeting in March of last year. This is a promising move here by Supersport United, knocking the ball around nicely. Now the searching ball looking for Pule. Beautifully done to bring it under control. They wanted not on the same wavelength. They wanted Pule to run onto that one.
You talk about centre-back pairing. Who do you think profited from Amazulu in terms of the best centre-back pairing? One of the professional teams has profited from their best defenders. You talk about Koki, who was part of this team.
Yes.
Leadership, captaincy, BC. That's quality defenders. And now, of course, they still have the experience, Ramatlem Patlele, but they're a formidable team. And of course, at some point, by Benny McCarthy.
It's a new centre-back pairing now with Sandi Lemtetwa playing alongside Raman Patlele. Space down this right-hand side for Movi. Back to Ndebele. Nico Movi. This is good football. Nico Movi still going. Now Saile goes down. Referee goes play on. That's Ndlovu's ball. No one to latch onto it. Still alive for Supersport United. The cutback there. That was from the young. Look at how far up the field he pops up. He's a centre back.
I'm a big fan. His attitude towards the game, he plays to enjoy it. He works hard when he needs to recover and defend.
Siyabonga Ndebele. Another one from the Val. Another talent unearthed from the Val. Let's have a look at this free kick, or rather corner. First one of the game. Strong header away. Oh, it could be a chance here! Oh, what a chance, and Ofori does well to make the save there tonight. Sifiwe Makitikid.
1,000. Makitikid. Isn't that what it means?
I'll take your word for it.
Makitikid, 1,000.
Take a look at this. Not the most convincing defending from Amazulu to clear their lines.
No, not at all. You can tell it goes past about 3 players. But the sharpness of Ofori to bail out his team, Saile wasn't too far.
Ofori, high-risk stuff there under pressure, trying to show his footwork. He's got a history of getting caught when he tries to do that type of thing, Richard Ofori. Got away with it that occasion. Throw in for Supersport United. They'll want to keep their composure. Still a long way to go yet in this game. Supersport United want to They seem to be getting back into this game now, or getting into the game. AmaZulu dominated the opening exchanges and deservedly went in front. There he is, a man with a distinct honor of becoming a rare breed, a centre back who gets a hat-trick. It's exactly what Sandile Mthethwa did in that win in the Nedbank Cup. Now, could get worse here for Supersport United. Moremi! Oh, he just pulls it. Just pulls it, does Moremi, but a nice move. Again, Tsepa Moremi did everything so well there. Just that attempted it at a finish.
Like you say, they did everything ever so well, but it's the end product at the end of the day. Didn't cut it nicely there, but made a good run. Missed the target.
Yet to score in this season's campaign. Last season managed 2 goals in 29 appearances. Was a regular in the team for AmaZulu. Over the years, for a player who gets into a lot of goal-scoring opportunities, Tsepa Moremi has not been as prolific as one would expect. He really does get into a lot of goal-scoring opportunities because of his pace. He's able to create a lot of opportunities for himself.
And I think it's a question of getting himself into spaces where, being a left-footed player, he could cause so much trouble for teams. But he needs to realize that, and he needs to let out that quality and torment defenders and get into the goals.
His 2 goals last season were the most that he's had in a single PSL season. Managed 3 in 3 seasons ago while he was at JDR Stars. As you see, the pass completion rate in
There are 2 coaches that I know who, in so many ways, have managed to bring the best out of players by not acknowledging the little successes that they've had. Kevin Hunt is one of those coaches, when you score 2 goals, he says you could have scored 5. You know? So he's that type of player that needs to be told that. To say, listen, you scored 1 or you've created 2, but you could score 10. Give me 10. And then he works towards something. And I think he's got that capability to be able to do that.
Absolutely. Ethan Brooks. Pasele. It's a foul there, and Nbanjo apologizing immediately, left his foot in there, caught Brooklyn Porenpool.
I like the tempo of this game, the aggression, intensity. 50-50, they always say. Don't pull out.
Nothing too serious there. Now, here comes Supersport United again. The first time ball. Oh, the keeper lets it go. I think he misjudged where his positioning there, or foreign. The ball stayed in play. And AmaZulu have 1 possession back. They've lost it again. Good work here from Spesihle Ndlovu. Mobi. Away by Mthethwa. Ndebele. Appears to me that he's actually playing more as a left wing back is Ndebele tonight. Left-sided, left-footed player.
Do you think they filled that space? Sapashera.
Yeah, well, they've used Lyle Lakay on the left-hand side. He's on the bench. It's gonna come straight back at them again. Ndebele. Playing with Pokenpool there. That's a great pass. And a good ball in, but in fact it's just too close to Richard Ofori. My Pule.
Two things that he does right, the control and the cross. But when he played it, who was he playing it to? Because I don't think the options were there for him. It became natural for him just to bring in a cross. But who was also anticipating that kind of cross? That's where the problem is.
Mbanja, who's a record of clean sheets, he's got 5. Mbanja, and unfortunately tonight he's not gonna keep another. This is good running here now. Nice little heel from Makitikiti, playing it with Ndlovu. Shows too much. It's way too close to the goalkeeper as the man is down. I think Ethan Brooks it is.
Did he go for 50-50 with Ndlovu? He's the kind of that doesn't pull out of challenges. If he did go for a 50-50 with that man, he doesn't pull out.
Yeah, no, I think Ndlovu stood on his ankle there.
That's him. He's that kind of player that does not pull out of any challenges.
It was accidental, though, to be fair. I mean, he got the ball, Ndlovu.
He did.
But in the process, as his foot came down, it came down on Ethan Brooks's foot. And with these rather flimsy boots, you don't get much protection. They're very thin. And you really feel the weight of those studs on you.
Well, that's the way I pay for soccer boots.
Nah, not for a while. No interest in doing that.
Must have a media 5% kind of tournament so that you can buy. Not you.
For me.
Okay, we'll call you for comment.
The injuries take way too long to heal. When you pick up an injury at this age, you'll be limping for the next year. Half an hour played at the Moses Mapida Stadium. Amazulu leading by a Rowan Heman goal in the 14th minute. An absolute cracker of a goal.
Let's go,
And Supersport have had half chances, but nothing really to trouble Richard Ofori. Supersport are looking to avoid a third successive defeat here. Last time they lost 3 in a row, or 3 or more in a row, was in 2015. They went on to lose 4 in a row on that occasion. So they need to stop the rot. Both teams looking to bounce back from defeats in the Premiership. Amazulu, having been humbled by Stelis, smacked, conceded 5, and then Polokwane City, of course, defeated Supersport United by a goal to 0. That was Supersport's last match in the Betway Premiership. But both sides through to the last 32 of the Nedbank Cup competition, and of course Supersport United have won several occasions, and Amazulu have been finalists in the Nedbank Cup. Lost famously to the first match played at the new look FNB Stadium when they lost in the final that year to Bidvest Wits. And Roger Dessar, this is good play. The cutback needs someone to apply a finishing touch here. They've allowed Amazulu to regroup. Second bite at the cherry. Danger not gone yet. Away by Ethan Brooks. And now a foul in the box against Supersport United. But they're getting through some good work down that left-hand side. Supersport United, some good cutbacks. And that occasion, it was, look at this.
I'm saying, no. It becomes a game of seconds when you get into that area. You wanted a couple of more touches, and you're allowing the opponent to recover and clean up their mess, and that's exactly what has happened. Good touch, but sometimes toe poke it doesn't hurt because the defenders were panicking and they narrowed the space for him.
Now Rapo, it was with the opportunity teenager, with a 19-year-old looking for what would have been his first goal for the senior team here. Leo Rapo, since making his debut for the first team in 2022-2023 season. It was in January 2023 when he made his senior debut.
Give him 2 or 3 seasons, or 3 seasons at Supersport. Someone big is going to come for that young man. He's got that potential. He's under good guidance. He's under a coach that will always push you to perform at optimal level. That's Kevin Hunt for you.
Now, good work here from Pule. Chance! Raman Patlele does excellent work to keep out Saile.
Habit. Hustling for the ball. Get into a good area. I thought he should have just opened his foot.
In fact, Saile.
He should have done better.
Saile is actually thought Raman Patlele got there first. Saile puts it wide.
Yeah, he should have opened the foot more because he just closed it out to try and press it onto the near post, the left-hand side.
It could be another chance here for Supersport United to equalize. And they can finally get it. Oh, it's been coming. President Jovo opens his account. It's been coming. Supersport United have walked their way back into this game after an initial slow start, which saw them concede the lead. But Speslenjovo now scores his first since April 2023.
They kept on knocking. They kept on knocking. And it has been coming. They got it right. It's pure class there by Pule, setting up Ndlovu. Look at the composure. He looks up for the options through the eye of a needle in terms of that pass. And he profits from it. Ndlovu.
And then the assist will go there to Madiele Pule.
We've got a game in eyes. 1-1.
Yep, all square now. Just 10 minutes to go to the break. That's collected by Mbanja. Was a well work, but they've been coming down that left-hand side. They've been getting a lot of joy there, and I think good value to be back level. Supersport United, you deserve to be level on the balance of the work that they have done. Speslenjovo getting his first goal of the season to go with his 2 assists.
It's Pule up against the man that works very hard on that right-hand side. KwaMaZulu, that way Justin. The battle that's going to be interesting to watch.
Now, Makitikiti muscled off it by Hanamub. Makitikiti gets it back. Ndlovu. Madiele Pule thought about the shot! Oh! Wasn't far. A 40 at full stretch there
He is on fire. One assist that resulted in a goal. And that's him at his best. Full laces. I was ready to sing that song that he used to sing back in your days. Pule Pule Mwanambe.
That was not a bad effort at all.
No, not at all.
Yet to score in the Betway Premiership for Supersport United. He does have a couple of cup goals. But in the Betway Premiership, yet to open his account for Supersport United.
Both teams playing an open game. Having a go at each other. AmaZulu, of course, scored early. They needed to defend. Supersport had to respond, and they have. It's with this man, Pule, who's been leading that process.
Doing some good work there. As you see there, that's his second assist of the season.
They had a touch of offside in it, but hey, assistance was not very much aligned. He's actually smiling.
No goals yet for Pule in the Betway Premiership, but he's got one goal in the Nedbank Cup and another in the MTN 20, which he scored on debut actually against his former club, Orlando Pirates. Could be something on here for AmaZulu. Hanamu floats one to the back post there, and onto the roof of the head. Was a difficult one to control for the Namibian Kambindu, formerly with Chippa United. Elmo Kambindu, signed recently.
Got up well. He's got the height.
A strong header.
Strong header, needed to bring it down.
Had to generate his own power though,
Yeah.
onto the so this ball that was just floated in by Hanamu. No real power behind it. Nicely done by the again, good defending there by the Ghanaian that's Kwaiko, starting his first match in the Betway Premiership in Kwaiko. Is that him? I beg your pardon. No, Kwaiko is
That's not him.
no, that's not him. I beg your pardon. He's not featuring. Kwaiko not featuring in the starting lineup. He is on the bench. Is Kwaiko? My apologies for that. 5 minutes to the break. Yellow card, the first or second one for an AmaZulu player goes to Ramampajele. The man who set up the opening goal, Marielle Pule. Now, could be a chance here. Makitikiti loses possession though. Chance for AmaZulu. Good cut, well cut out there by Ndebele. Pokenpool, Mbangasum sends it long.
I like the fighting spirit for both sides. They've shown the hunger to want to score goals, and Supersport had to respond to that, and they certainly have done that, but the intensity hasn't stopped. I think that'll be positive talk in the dressing room for both sets of coaches to say it is possible, but we need to fine-tune certain things, how we defend, and we need to take our chances when created.
It's now Rapo who's down.
I get worried when a player takes off their soccer boots. Sometimes when it is the ankle, when you take the boot off, the swelling just comes in as well.
Caught, it was caught there was now a Rapo by Mbanja. Oof.
I think it was on the toes.
And
That's why he took it.
did he get away with a caution, without a caution there, Rapo? Or rather, Mbanja, because that wouldn't be his first foul. I think that Kevin Hunt didn't like that challenge. Free kick for our goal scorer, Spesihle Ndlovu. Brought down Ethan Brooks there. I said Ndlovu getting a rare goal. So as halftime approaches here, can Supersport maybe snatch a second here? There's Mbanga Sum, who, according to the official list of from the PSL of players who are on cautions and who are suspended, Mbanga Sum was supposed to be suspended, but maybe that must be an error from the league. We'll just need to double check that one. That's Email Ocon there, where it pushed up. Take a look at that from Bochenpoel. Strong header from Mtetwa, and then a clash of heads in the process. Minimum 3 minutes. Minimum of 3 minutes to the break. It's been an entertaining first half of football here. Both sides have given as good as they've received. And here's Hanamov! And Banja eventually gathers it. It was a bit indecisive there from Hanamov. I'm not sure whether he was having a go at goal or was just trying to put a ball in the zone there. We'll be disappointed to, Vusvilagas and Athazwani. They'll be disappointed with how they've allowed Supersport back into this game. In the opening 20 minutes or so, they really had them where they wanted them. But Pule, who's gotten through some really good work there and was key in setting up of the equalizer. What's that from the referee? Late call for an offside, I suppose. Yeah. That's the man who got the opening goal, Rowan Heeman. A well-struck half volley. And a response from Ndlovu. Ethan Brooks. Now, maybe Usoto can get another before the break. Moremi. Oh, poor touch there from Banj. It was Heeman. Just couldn't bring it under control. Heeman could have been in there for a second. Away by Mbanga Sum. He's gotten through some really good work defensively as Mbanga Sum. Does step out as well out of defense. Mbanga Sum playing alongside Ibe Ocon. referee stops play there. Man down. It's up Ethan Brooks. Who looks like the guilty party. Scorer of the equalizing goal. And Ethan Brooks. Looks like he might have got caught it. Is it in the shoulder or in the neck? I think Ndlovu, yeah, raised arm there, clotheslines him, gets him in the neck there, and would have winded him there, hit him in the windpipe, and yeah, Supersport Ndlovu now has a yellow card to go with his goal. I had his arm up there as Brooks tried to challenge, but Brooks is okay. When you get hit in the throat like that, it can be very uncomfortable. Well, the 3 minutes, minimum 3 minutes is up, but that stoppage means we might have an additional minute or so. Yoster floats one to the edge of the box. And that's the whistle for half-time. A referee not adding too much more time. And yeah, and it's a very entertaining first half. All got going with Rowan Himans. Well taken goal, taking advantage of a poor clearance. And then smashing the ball past Takasani Mbanjwa. This man could have had a goal, could have had made it 2 goals in 2 goals. 2 goals in 2 matches for Supersport United. But fluffed his lines there. But Pule set up the equalizer for Supersport Ndlovu, which ensures that we go into the break all square here at Moses Mabhida Stadium. It's AmaZulu 1, Supersport United 1.
There's no one in 4. Which camera is 4? Is it the? Oh, okay. It's half-time here at the Moses Mabhida Stadium. It is a goal apiece for Amazulu as well as Supersport United. Amazulu taking the lead courtesy of Rowan Human in the first 15 minutes, and then the response would come from Usipisihle Ndlovu at the right place at the right time to tap home from close range. I'm still alongside Brian Mate as well as Dikang Mablane. DK, you are alongside me. How did you see that opening half?
I think a game of I think both teams actually had their chances in terms of attacking. I mean, we saw, of course, Amazulu scoring first. However, towards the end of the first half, I think they took the foot off the pedal, and then we started seeing Supersport, creating those chances. So, hence, they got the goal.
Yeah, we can safely say that both these sides can have a claim to have had the ascendancy at some stage during that opening half, Brian.
I like the opening, the intensity of both teams. There was a bit of aggression. You could see there's purpose in what they wanted to do. They punished mistakes where they needed to punish mistakes. All because of the quality of the pitch. Because the quality of football has been superb. Good initiatives, crosses, taxing. This, for me, from a defender's side, it's poor defending. You don't clear the ball and play it down. You hit it high to allow yourself to regroup. When you hit it down, you're inviting problems. And you look at how Human takes that ball, pressed it hard, and that's quality goal.
That's a second goal of the season for Rowan Human. You were extremely impressed with Rian Hanamub in this move.
I think how the goal was created, for me, all the work done by Hanamub on the left-hand side to pin in that cross. Look, you don't have to go past the defender. Just find a window, put it in, and you've done the work, And obviously, it's up to the opposition team to defend, and they failed to defend. So for me, he's done the job. He's done the hard work. Hanamub, it's a brilliant course, and it falls in the path of Human. The technique. It's not an easy ball to take. On the bounce, it's a half volley, foot, the toe pointing forward. It keeps the ball low. So look at that. It's not an easy take.
It's a sit-up from the defender that placed it for him. It's a seater, well laid for him. Because but credit to him because he pressed the ball. He had to take the pressing way in terms of getting the technique right, and that's well taken.
For the first time this season, Amazulu scoring within the first 15 minutes of the game. And as Dikang has mentioned, they really did start well. Could have been two. This a sweeping move, Brian, that unfortunately went agonizingly wide.
That's where you punish mistakes, because when you get to that area, play across, face of the goal, which is what he did. But at the same time, it's a question of technique. But the fact that they managed to use passes to manipulate and bypass the defense, it's a sign of awareness as well. Good intention to try and play. You look at the defense here. There's too many gaps that they needed to exploit, and yes, they do exactly that. But it's the technique, of course. Like I say, it's good intention, just couldn't get it on target.
He does well, Murim, in terms of taking that extra touch. He knows it's inside the box.
Yes.
Anything can happen. If the defender tackles, I mean, it's a penalty. So I think it's good for him to make that decision. Even his decision in terms of taking it far post, I think it's a good idea, but the technique, as you've said.
But the Dikang that I know would have played it onto the near post because you'll force matters, because, which is another option, of course, to do that. And this is the response from Supersport, which I also think, for me, they worked very hard. They've exploited that right-hand side of Amazulu, and it paid off. This man in Ndlovu has been very instrumental in terms of unlocking that defense, but also on that left-hand side, when you look at Vincent Pule, where he's operating, he's made it very difficult for Amazulu to attack, because he's always been forcing the fullback to stay in his zone, because normally he would be attacking, but he forced them to go into a defensive mode. But you needed to be accurate in terms of finding. That's a pass through the eye of a needle to be able to pinpoint that, and looks like an easy tap, but it is well worked.
But I like the fact that Pule waits, and it's crucial. You sometimes don't rush, wait. The keeper commits, the defender commits, it opens the space behind them. And that's when he puts it for an oncoming midfielder. And I think that's decisiveness.
The other secret, defenders, we panic in that sort of area. That's when you actually keep your composure as strikers, because we're on our toes. We're anticipating anything. We're panicking because we don't know what's the next move. And that's exactly what it is. And that's what Dikang is saying. Be patient, because when you do that, you are able to find space.
Christian Saile did have an opportunity as well, and really that response you did speak about, as we have a look at the numbers, engineered for Supersport United by Vincent Pule, whether he's down the left or indeed the right.
He's very experienced. He's a seasoned campaigner. You know, he knows what time it is and when does he become inverted in terms of his approach. And I still maintain, we were talking about Sail.
That's exactly what I'm thinking of. I was about to say something. I mean, first half, what's your take?
He underperformed by my standard.
Okay.
He
Why?
underperformed.
Why?
I still maintain that is more of a center person than operating on that right-hand side. Because if he plays on that side, you're supposed to take. So there are two players that I have issues with.
Yeah.
There's Nsundwana and there's him as well because of the role that he plays.
Yeah.
He wants to be inverted, but how many shots can you take? Do you take when you cut inside? Do you take shots? He doesn't take shots. If he can count the number of shots that he's gotten on target, he hasn't got one.
Okay, the one thing that we can all agree on is that there's plenty of quality and ability on either bench. Dikgang, who has to make the first move?
Look, I think for AmaZulu, they'll think of a player, creative player that is, of course, Extien is still on the bench. You still have, of course, a Zungu, a midfielder. But I think in terms of creativity, you'd want to get Extien on the field.
Yeah.
So far, I don't think he should change. I think there's effort in each department. You know, you look at defensively, both teams are making an effort. There's competitiveness in the midfield. They both conceded. It's okay, but then give it about 15, 20 minutes, and then you can start thinking of making changes because the intention is there. Both teams are playing with high intensity, forcing mistakes out of one another, and it's a question of punishing those mistakes. I think so far so good.
So then, 45 minutes have come and gone here at the Moses Mabhida Stadium, and based on what we saw in the opening 45, there can be plenty more goals coming in that second half. After this.
We're back here at the Moses Mabhida Stadium where the home side, AmaZulu, have the lead as we head into the second half. And thus far this season, they have a very good record when scoring first, as you see the change being made there. Ethan Brooks, who I think who picked up a knock in that first half, is to be replaced by Kanimpelo Ngema. Ngema coming on for what is his 10th appearance of the season, his 4th off the bench, and that's the only change as we are back underway. If you're just joining us, Supersport United in red get us back underway. AmaZulu in green attacking the goal to the right of your picture. Now, this season when scoring first, which has happened on 6 occasions, AmaZulu have only lost one. They've lost only one match once they've conceded first. So they've won 5 of the 6 matches when they've scored first this season. Mbangasum does well there. And well, first time they've scored this season within the first quarter of an hour of the game. But something else that they'll have to watch for is conceding, because they've got a record this season of conceding late goals. They've conceded the most goals in the last 15 minutes of a game, which is 6. So can they keep it tight? As you see, the teams are scrolling at the bottom of your screen. AmaZulu had made 3 changes to their starting lineup from the team that won in the cup, and Supersport having made just a single change from their team. Well, they don't have a particularly good record this campaign, Supersport United, coming from behind. They have conceded first in 7 matches in the Premiership this season, and they have gone on to lose 6 of those. So only 1 point. They've only managed to pick up 1 point from a losing position this whole season. Well, see what AmaZulu can do now to try and re-establish their dominance. They started the game very well and were rewarded with a goal by Rowan Heeman. That very well taken goal. It was in the 14th minute of the game, but after that, Supersport came back into the game more and more and eventually drew level. And that was courtesy of Spesihle Ndlovu applying a finishing touch after some good work from Madiele Pule down the left-hand side. Nico Mobi advanced with a defensive header. But not Nico. Well, Brent Mate, based on what we saw in that first half, how do these sides, what do they need to do to go ahead and then claim all 3 points?
Well, I guess the response from the coaches would have been the positives in terms of having scored first if you're AmaZulu, but of course is to warn them against being complacent and how they considered the goal. The same applies to Supersport. The response was good in terms of equalizing, but it's all about the details now, because the score is back to 1-1. So the details of it are going to be crucial. The first 15 minutes of this half is going to be crucial in terms of defense and attack. And we had a debate that will continue in terms of where Saida should be playing. I say he should be center. And the Kang says he needs to play good crosses on that left-hand side or right-hand side.
Rian Hanemoob, and the rain has finally arrived here at Mabhida. A light spray that was coming down while you were down on the pitch there.
Yeah, and what that means is the ball is going to be skitty all the time, so it's going to be moving quite fast, and I think the drainage, they worked on it.
It's not raining too hard, to be fair. It's a very light rain that's falling. Now, Wade Houston, in fact, it looks as if it has stopped now. There's Rowan Human, scorer of that opening goal of the game. Telimpilo Ngema. Motswari keeps it moving. Nice movement of the ball here. AmaZulu actually are one of the teams with the highest amount of passes completed coming into this game. So they're a team that definitely does enjoy working with the ball. As it's good recovery here from Hanamub to cut out Makitikiti.
Telimpilo Ngema can be an influence in that midfield. Very influential, positive passes.
Yeah,
He can influence the game.
You can see the rain now on your screen there. As floated in a long ball into the box there by Mobi, and AmaZulu can clear their lines here now and maybe set up an attack here. Himan closed down by Ndebele. Such an impressive young talent, this Sebonga Ndebele. He looks so comfortable. It's like he's been there all along.
Spends time.
Looks like a regular in the Supersport United side, and this is only his second start in his second match for the team, having been promoted to the first team. Sebonga Ndebele actually was once on in the Sundowns Academy.
You can tell the influence. He has a relationship with that ball. Makes good decisions. You always find him alone when he's in possession. Doesn't put himself under pressure.
He's actually had a very interesting route to the Supersport United side as Ndebele. Let's have a look at this. I'll get back to that in a moment. Now, can he get a ball in here? It's cut out there. The square ball was coming in from Wade Yoster, not the best. And they've got a free kick here to Supersport United. Pahlele is the one penalized for that challenge on Maria Lepule.
There can be a hustle of notes in certain areas. Ramathan Pahlele, take him and put him on right back. He'll play that. Centre back, he can play that. You can put him in midfield, defensive midfield. Can do that.
Ngema draws the foul from Neo Rapo in your picture. Motswari caught in possession. Free kick will throw in rather to, which way does it go? I think Supersport United will think that's theirs. It is indeed their throw in. Here he is, Sebonga Ndebele. As I said, was on the books of Mamelodi Sundowns, but before that was actually once a development player at Orlando Pirates. So he's had an interesting journey here. He was joined Sundowns after his stint at Orlando Pirates, and then when Sundowns released him, he had some time at the Val Juventus, which is a amateur side in the Val, where Tapelo Masego, who's a former Supersport United, and now at Mamelodi Sundowns, he also played for the same side. Lots of talent that comes through the Val, I keep saying. We really should have a professional side out there that can absorb all of this talent that comes out the Val.
There was a Val professional at some point.
Somebody needs to revive that.
Revive that.
Maria Lepule. Oh, very nearly caught out there was Ofori. Well, I don't know whether, well, I'm sure it was intended by Pule.
It was.
Because I think you may have seen that Ofori was like out of position.
He's got those tendencies.
Very nearly caught him out at the other end. Brooklyn Bogenpool does well.
Can you imagine the embarrassment? Because I think he spotted him that he was off his line and went for it. Denied by the crossbar.
What an attempt that was from Marielle Pule. Take a look at this. He looks up. Yeah, no, it's definitely intentional.
It was intentional.
I saw that Ofori had gone on a bit of a walk. Look at this, he's backtracking.
Yeah.
And that, if that was slightly, a little bit lower, that was a goal. Keeper was beaten all day.
And the reason he got out of his area is because he was anticipating a cross as opposed to the ball being played direct to him.
Could be another one here. Oh, well, Ndlovu wanted to let it run. For Saile would have been there to apply the finishing touch. Good move again from Supersport United. They're looking good going forward once again.
They started off quite well. Posture looks good.
Only one win on the road this season for Supersport United. They've managed 5 points in their travels from 6 matches this season. Their only win away from home was a recent win that they got over Richards Bay. A 1-0 win it was away from home. Supersport United, believe it or not, have now they've only scored, coming into this game, they'd only scored 5 goals and with only 3 goal scorers. So Spesi Ndlovu becomes their 4th goal scorer, and that's only their 6th goal of the campaign. I mean, that is an extraordinary return. If you compare Supersport United with where they were last season at the same stage, they were 2nd on the table with 26 points. That's 10 more points than they have now. Now sitting 9th, or coming into this one in 9th. Double change for Supersport United. Kampani Lungu and Lebohang Maboe about to make his debut. Now Rapo makes way for Maboe. And Maboe on loan from Mamelodi Sundowns. Nice to see players going the other way for a change. Of course, they had Igo Daro as well, who's now with Amazulu. And Saile is going to be replaced by Kampani Lungu. As Lungu likes to operate down wide on the right-hand side. Brian Martin, what would you see? That is it 2 straight swaps there with
Lebohang Maboe.
Maboe coming in as well.
Yeah, he offers you a lot in terms of going forward. Haven't seen him in action in longer periods. Looking forward to seeing what he still has to offer. Maritzburg will be claiming him because of the kind of football that he used to play alongside Ndlovu when he was at Maritzburg. But the intention now, I guess, is to dominate or consolidate things in the middle, and potential goal scorer Lebohang Maboe.
He made 4 appearances for Mamelodi Sundowns this season before was being sent out on loan. So Lungu will slot in to his regular position wide on the right-hand side, and look to get some running in there.
Because Company Lungu now operates on that right-hand side, you're going to have more of Pule being more direct, closer to the centre forwards. An expectation is for Lungu to provide the crosses on that right-hand side.
Getting in a tangle then, Gema bringing down Mavoye. Gathered by Ofori.
Still has it. Pule does the simple thing so well, improvises when he needs to. Brings in a decent cross.
Down. Could be a chance here. Good defending, good recovery. Pule. That's good work from Makiti, and he also draws a foul. Look at the attempts on goal. 4 to 6. There is Igor Daro, who is about to come in then to face his former teammates. He'll replace Mbanjwa. So this is sacrificing a midfield player for an all-out attacker, Brian Mate.
That's what they need. They need a bit of aggression, a point of reference. He offers them that. Question is, can they find him in the box? He's the kind of player that stays in the box, Egadaro.
He is their second highest scorer after Henrik Ekstein, who is still on the bench. 3 goals for Itoyosa Ighodaro this season from his 18 appearances. I beg your pardon, his 13 appearances. He started all but one match. Coming into this evening, making his first appearance off the bench, Ighodaro. Chance to fire one in, but didn't really get a hold of it, miscued it. Did Lewa Mavoye, whose father, Sidwell, also featured for Supersport United in the 90s. And I think for Orlando Pirates and Bloemfontein Celtic as well. Sidwell Mavoye. Absolutely.
Lise Kazini tiske zazini Gamabua.
Bangasum. Smakiti there, the youngster from Cape Town, the product also of Ubuntu Academy. Nice work here from Madiele Pule. Now, it's Ndebele with a cross into the middle. It'll come to Ndebele again. Gets Madiele Pule.
I like the group of youngsters that they're beginning to introduce at Supersport. Given time, I'm telling you, you're on to something good.
"25 minutes for one of these two sides to try and steal maximum points here And boy, both sides really do need a full haul of points. Supersport, as I said, are looking to avoid losing a third match in a row for the first time in since 2015. And AmaZulu themselves, having come from a heavy defeat in their last Premiership outing against Stelis, will want to get back to winning ways. The last win was in a 1-0 away from home against Makesi. Still locked at 1-1 here. The last 13, only one of the last 13 of the last 17 games rather, have produced a winner between these two sides. So that augurs well here as a defensive scramble there, scrambled away for a corner by Ben Motswari.
It's a good defense in the end for AmaZulu, but I thought Supersport, the details of passing here, the short passing game, was not quite clear. It allowed AmaZulu somehow to desperately defend that and concede a corner. It's just a question of fine-tuning those details. Short passing in the box.
Some defending to do now here for AmaZulu. The referee having some words there. Let's see what Supersport United can do from this corner. One to the back post of 40, opts to punch it away. Pule didn't really get a hold of it here. Could be a chance here, and it slips at a crucial moment there. That's Makitikiti. As AmaZulu struggle to clear their lines. Igodaro's done well here, using his strength to run through the man. Heavy first touch by Iman. Disappointing. End-to-end stuff here now. Mariela Pule has given it away and gets it back somewhat fortuitously. AmaZulu's last home win was in December last year, when they beat Royal AM by 1-0. They've gone 4 matches since then without a home victory in the Betway Premiership. In fact, they've lost their last 2 home matches. 5-0 against Stelis, and before that, Skukune beat them 2 goals to 0. Skukune United, who were involved in a 1-1 draw against Stelis this afternoon. So we haven't had many goals this afternoon, or today in the Betway Premiership. Only 4 goals in the 3 matches completed thus far, and of course if you include this one, as AmaZulu's top scorer comes on, man who's having a fine season, Hendrik Pule Ekstein. He's having probably his finest season in the Betway Premiership since his days at Kaizer Chiefs, I would say. He's been on fire.
I was hoping you're not going to mention that. I was hoping you're not going to mention Kaizer Chiefs, where Pule Ekstein is.
There's a ball floated in here. Half cleared. Ndlovu maybe looking for a second goal in the game. Ndlovu, it's done well. The cutback here now. The Supersport United just not there. That final ball hasn't been quite right. Makitikitu, what was that? Miscued or thought of the shot and thought better of it. They've got the ball back again. The Supersport United remain on the front foot. Lungu Ndlovu need a quality ball in now, and it could fall here for at the feet of Poul, or was it Marielle Poule who had the half-hearted shot?
I like what I'm seeing.
Yeah. By the way, we haven't wished this man a happy birthday. Raman Pashlele celebrates his 35th birthday today. Many happy returns to one of the finest professionals in the domestic game is Raman Pashlele. 35 years young this evening.
Great leadership, and I say great leadership because I think all the teams that he's played for, he's won the captain's armband.
At some point.
Yes. Starting from Tax, he wore the Swallows, wore the captain's armband, moved to Sundowns. He's always won the captain's armband. Great leader. Easy guy. Wareshu.
Still got lots to offer.
Yes.
At 35 years old, as I said. Now to this evening. Now, well tidied up at the back there. Moby. Just under 20 minutes remaining. Running out of time. Got to find the winner. The Hogan supporters hoping their side can make them smile. It's been a while since they've seen them win a league match at home.
The Queen is anticipating that. She's wearing shades. The future of the evening looks bright.
Yeah, when you're cool, the sun shines on you 24 hours a day.
That's true.
So, Supersport now looking to ask some questions. Pule not on the same wavelength as
I think the tempo has dropped a little bit. I thought the first 10 minutes of the second half, they upped it, just dropped a little bit. Maybe someone will raise that Leboham Mawu has just come on, of course. Maybe he will do something. Pule Extin.
Dioste.
I think both coaches have got a good project going on. Part of it, two teams that have got reputation, contribution in the SA football. Rebuild such a brand. Benny McCarthy will be watching and say at some point, we did well, we were competitors, we were amongst the top 4. Supersport will be saying, we have won this league a couple of times. Kevin Hunt will be saying, well, I have insatiable appetite, I still want to go for it. It'll take a bit of time. He's trying to rebuild this team.
Supersport United, as I mentioned, also haven't beaten AmaZulu away from home. They haven't had a home win here in Durban against, I don't know, or an away win against AmaZulu since in 5 years now, January 2020, the last time they got that right.
There was a point in his career where he was a commanding figure for Orlando Pirates in that midfield. Ben Motswari. He is playing that role here at Amazulu.
Rian Hanemub lines up the corner then. Oh, sent to the near post there. Pasele, what a way that would be to celebrate his 35th birthday by getting on the score sheet and scoring potentially. I think as things stand, even though 15 minutes is a long time, you get the sense this is the type of game where the next goal will win it. Because we haven't had many chances.
And they created an appetite in terms of how they played in the first half and the goals that we've seen. And of course, we're expecting more out of this situation in the second half.
Indeed, it's a game that promised a lot. If you look at those attempts on goal, only 2 on target apiece. So the keepers have really not been worked at all. Now, there's Elmo Gambindu, who's been very quiet in this game. They haven't been able to involve him. Whoa, that almost took a deflection. They could have taken it anyway. So those numbers that you were seeing, there's only been 1 attempt on target in this half, and that's for Amazulu. Supersport United's 2 attempts on goal came in the first half. Or those are 2 on target, that is. So that is why it looks as if the intensity is like fallen off in the second half. We expected better. Even as they have put out more attacking players, it hasn't resulted in more goal-scoring opportunities. 13 minutes. Now, speaking of attacking options, here comes the cavalry. They're bringing on Samir Nurkovic. Double change coming up for Supersport United. They want to go for broke now.
Is he cramping? Was in a battle there.
Mokambindu there. Does look like it's cramped. So double change being prepared here. Fancy Magidi is we hear will be one of those going off. I thought that would be the case. And my dear Lepule is also going to make way. So taking the opportunity there for a drinks break. So yeah, the double change. We'll see also the Ghanaian Kwaiko, an attacking midfielder. Kwaiko. And Nukovic will replace Makitikiti, who's run out of gas. Samir Nukovic in then for Makitikiti. This is only a third appearance for Samir Nukovic for Supersport United. And then Kwaiko Madiele Pule replaced by another attacker. See confirmation then of the changes. Quite cool on for Madiele Pule. By the way, this Ghanaian was signed from a Togolese club. Quite cool. A club called Asco Dakara, who are the champions of Togo. In fact, and of course Nurkovic, formerly with TS Galaxy, and before that with Royal AM and Kaiser Chiefs. Just gives a different option here, Brian Mate from Makiti. If you have Nukovic up front, it's AmaZulu are going to make a change of their own, then bringing on former Maritzburg midfielder Andy Swastole. Comes off from the bench for the 6th time and replaces Elmo Kambindu. 22-year-old Andy Swastole. Quiet night at the office for Elmo Kambindu. Could be an opportunity here now for AmaZulu. Really now we are entering that stage of the game. Ben Mutari, of all people! Just as I was about to say, we are entering that stage of the game when someone needs to stand up and be a hero. Hey, there! It's another cracker for AmaZulu, and then surely Ben Mutari has secured the points now with a rare goal.
When you are feeling good, you look good. And when we are looking good, look at that. Full laces. It's a tricky one. Well set up for him by Human. Didn't disappoint in terms of complementing the pass, and he gets it right. Hey, it's still someone new man. Braben on point.
Ben Mutari opens his account for the season, and now a little bit of handbags there. Samir Nukovic a little bit annoyed about something, and there's going to be a caution. It's going to go to Nurkovic, and I think Hanamu would also. Both of them will get booked. That is Ben Mutari. He's still having words with Nogovic. Ben Mutari's first goal in almost 4 years. He last scored against Chippa United for Orlando Pirates in March 2021. And this man now, Rian Hanamuba, is the latest into the referee's book. The third AmaZulu player to be booked.
We've seen 2 quality goals.
Yeah, beautiful goals.
Beautiful goals.
Well, they've had this affliction of conceding late goals, AmaZulu. This time, they have they've turned it around. They're the ones scoring late goals. And Nurkovic was also booked, by the way, in all of that. Supersport's dreadful record away from home looks set to continue. And their poor record when they've conceded first in a game also looks set to continue. They've only scored 2 goals on the road now this season, have Supersport United, and only 1 win still on the road, and they're heading for what will be their 4th loss on the road and their 7th defeat overall. One last throw of a dice. Nico Movi has gone off and has been replaced by Oratilwe Moloisane, an attacking player, 20-year-old. Well, trying to see now if he must as well. Does Kevin Hunt throw everything, including the kitchen sink? Brings on another graduate from the Tiski Challenge. They're from a Tiski Challenge. Here's a striker, Moloisane. Well, what is Hanamuk doing there, though?
I think he played mind games. He knows what he's dealing with.
Yeah, I mean...
he knows that Nukovic has got a short fuse. So he went and provoked him.
But also, apart from that, he shouldn't be there. That's a Supersport.
Of course, he shouldn't be there.
What is Hanamuk doing there?
Just trying to work that man up and get things all disorganized, work on the mentality of his team, ruffle feathers.
5 minutes to go in this game. Now, can Supersport United steal a late equalizer? And Ndlovu that got the initial equalizer. That's not a good ball at all. That's not something Norkovic can work with. So next up for AmaZulu, it's another tough assignment. They are away. They are away to Kaizer Chiefs, AmaZulu, for Supersport United. For Supersport United, it's Mamelodi Sundowns up next, so it doesn't get any easier. In fact, the next 3 matches for Supersport United are tough ones. It's Mamelodi Sundowns, followed by an away game to Sekhukhune, and then they face Kaizer Chiefs after that. So a tough run coming up for Supersport United if they are to get out of the rut. Oh my word! For the second time in the game, the crossbar comes to the rescue of Ofori, who was again caught off his line. Moloisane there, almost opening his account in spectacular fashion. And for the second time in the game, the crossbar saves his blushes.
It bails him out. He needs to watch that because his anticipation will work against him. And like we're saying, he's been bailed out by the crossbar once again.
You get a sense that this is something that the players have been alerted to, to say, watch Ofori, he tends to drift off his line. As Iman does some defensive work here to keep Maboye out.
Do you think they've been phoning Sompoka guy?
No, Ofori there was, as you say, he has been embarrassed over the years from these kind of situations from distance. And not so long ago, he's conceded, he was thumped by Nkota of Orlando Pirates from well outside of the box. So he is prone to getting caught out. That's going to be a free kick against the Supersport United, Samir Nukovic. On Ben Motwari, who as things stand, in fact it's on the birthday boy. So it was Ben Motwari, but as things stand, Ben Motwari's goal will be the match winner. Yo, Nukovic climbing all over the back of Mpahlele there.
Knowing him, that was a deliberate act.
Time is running out.
He's that kind of player that wants to intimidate and bully defenders.
It was Joster also having words there with Nokovic. Joid Joster, by the way, also trained with Supersport United for a few months after leaving Pirates, and was without a team. He trained with Supersport United. Supersport didn't exercise the option to sign him, so he went off to Maritzburg United. And here he is. He's really rebuilt his career and now has gotten back on track. And it's the tune. Well, one Nigerian and a Nigerian South African coming together there. Ime Okon. Oof, my goodness, look at that. He's a mess. He's going to have to go have a look at this. Oh, it's like a clash of heads. And
a clash of heads. I think there's no malicious intent.
And I think
of the players.
Ime Okon will have to go off the field there. Ime Okon, born to a South African mum and a Nigerian father, but born in South Africa. So someday soon he might have to make a choice about who he plays for if he has to represent his country at national team level. If he is ever good enough to represent both Bafana Bafana and the Super Eagles. Qualifies. Now, Moloi Sane, the deflection! Oh, very nearly once again catching Ofori out. Time is running out. Minimum of less than 3 minutes now remaining of the minimum 4 added on. As the 20-year-old Moloi Sane there. He's looked at this since coming on. Promoted to the first team last March, but this is only his first. He's making his He's making his debut as Moloi Sane. Goal kick. Take a few more minutes off the clock there. As Kwaiko, who had the attempt. Moloi Sane is also touted as the next big thing here, especially from an attacking point of view. He's been described as a player in the mold of Chandre Campbell. You can see he's also just as stocky as Campbell. Also comes out from the left-hand side of the attack like Campbell, as AmaZulu make a meal of clearing their lines. Imo Okon back on the field with a bandage there on. Kwaiko, in fact it's Bangasum that got that away. Now or never for Supersport United. Kwaiko, can he get a ball in here? But is that Moremi that helping out in defense there? Now AmaZulu just need to manage this now. Just a minute more to play and see out this, and will register their first win since December. The first Premiership win since December for AmaZulu is looming. They've gone 5 matches in the Premiership without a win. And they've lost 4 of those matches. Make that 3 of those matches. And that's it. There it is. They've done it. They've held on. And you can see the Supersport United players there sprawled on the ground. Bitter disappointment for them. As AmaZulu, who take the lead twice in the game, and they've hung on now for the 3 points. And for Supersport United, it's 3 defeats in a row. and still they are only one win on the road for Kevin Hunt's Chargers, and the slog continues. It was there for the taking for either side, but AmaZulu is a team that did it all. This man got it started, Rowan Heeman got it started, at a good game all round. But AmaZulu in the end, I guess, wanted it more. They did what they had to, and they took their chances, Brian Mate.
They certainly did. I think they started off quite well, put pressure, scored that important goal, and somehow lapses of concentration, a bit erratic. They allowed Supersport to bounce back, and Supersport did score that goal. They needed to raise their game in the second half, and they managed to do that. They scored a scorcher to make up for the errors they made in the first half, and they needed to defend their lead. They managed to do that. That should all go well in terms of the team spirit, the type of football they played, the appetite, the fighting spirit, and they got it right. Of course, there's some homework to be done on the side of, Supersport, who I'm saying that they're in the rebuilding phase. And what a game we've had. 3 goals.
3 defeats in a row, 4 matches now without a win for Supersport United. And it's a massive, massive win for AmaZulu, their first win in the Premiership for the calendar year that is in 2025. It's a big 3 points for Usutu, who will also move up the table. It's finished here. AmaZulu 2, Supersport United 1.
Thank you very much to all our commentators in all 3 languages. For the very first time in 5 league matches, AmaZulu have won, courtesy of a 2-1 victory here at the Moses Mabhida Stadium against Supersport United. And key to that victory is the man standing next to me. He's the man of the match this evening, Rowan Heeman, with a goal as well as an assist this evening. Congratulations on your performance. Break it down for us. Just why was it that difficult this evening?
Good evening, first of all. I think what made it difficult was us playing in leaps and bounds, and we just made it tough for ourselves. After we scored, I think we relaxed, and then Supersport came back into the game, and they were able to get a goal and put us under pressure for most of the second half, most of the first half.
So then what was the message from the coach going into half-time, because there seemed to be an added impetus in that second half?
Yeah, he just basically told us that we have to increase by another 20%, and that will get us over the line, and I think that's what happened second half. The guys who came off the bench also impacted a lot, and they didn't improve the game.
As far as the league is concerned, the coach would have asked for a response to what happened the last time you were home in the league, that defeat by Stellenbosch. Just from a player's point of view, how important has it been for you guys to take some responsibility in that regard and really just look at yourselves and trying to get this team to where they feel they belong?
No, definitely. At the end of the day, we're on the field, and we have to blame ourselves for the performance. I think the coaches can just do that much, and the rest we need to do on the field. And after that loss, we told ourselves as a team that we need to get back on our feet. We have to forget about it, learn, take our lessons, and just move on and try and improve. So that's what we've done. After that, we've won 2 games. So we look to improve. I think this is the first time we've won 2 games in a row as well. So we're looking to get more games in a row.
Congratulations on your performance.
Thank you.
There he is, Rowan Heeman, extremely instrumental in engineering tonight's victory for Usutu, a goal and an assist as well. I'm alongside the winning coach Vusmuzi Vilakazi.